I think it would be under audio. I think it would be under party and broadcasting settings. Yeah. It should say include microphone audio and broadcasts. You don't have to do it with the clips. You just have to do it with the broadcasts.
It's under sharing and broadcast audio sharing.
Mm-hmm. Yes. Share party audio and include microphone audio and broadcasts. Okay. Okay.
Okay.
That's fine. I was just curious. It might be you then, Revolver.
Mine's both checked.
Okay. Alrighty.
Yeah, because I stream anyway, so mine's already set up like that.
Yeah. Like I said, I was just curious. I'm just gonna put both teams ready. And probably someone disconnected. Yes, see, there it is.
What's up? Pretty much everybody left.
They left to go to, what's it called? The RM.
Right. Hoopers and Smooth aren't on the team anymore.
No.
No.
They left to go to the RM. Raging Monkeys OWL. Yeah. Sorry, I'm trying to put the channel in self-promotion. So, you guys can go ahead.
Alright.
Discord. There it is.
So it looks like it's an interesting setup for the Forgotten to run Pharmacy as well as Rhine Zarya with the Genji Ana.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's why I was trying to do that, so.
The thing that's going to be interesting is other than really Diva, maybe a little bit of Orisa, they don't really have anything that can really target that far if she's high up in the sky.
As long as Zenyatta can place his shots relatively well, he should keep that Pharah out of the air. And with the Discord on him is which it's going to add a little more pressure to the board for him. Very good anti by Stara. Ooh, and a very strong pick into the engagement.
And Buys are coming in through the door behind them. Here comes a junk tire.
Very good shutdown on that. It's a very good shutdown on that. Chub Matt Damon taking.
Looks like 7evonWatch is setting it up here.
They're actually playing relatively defensively. And they're playing the defensive kind of strategy very well for a team of this caliber.
It looks like they got rid of the far off for a Reaper of their own.
Yeah.
And it looks like 7Watch got an Ash at some point.
Mm-hmm. Yep. All they gotta do is break that beautiful trap placement by Weeaboo. Oh. Ooh, very good trap placement again by Weeaboo. Mm-hmm. As long as he's laying down suppressive fire, they can't really push that lane like they want to. They've got to play a little more aggro for the scenario that they're going to have to push into. So. You see that also, yep, they're going to get ready to group up. And then the little damage orb is going to come in. Tire's going to come out. It's going to more or less shut down another push. Not necessarily caring, it's actually more of a targeting. If you get rid of the Zarya on high charge, you take out most of your damage except for the Tire.
But it looks like the Forgotten is starting to take over.
Mm-hmm. When you make one or two early picks like that and spread the entire team apart, that's bound to happen. Just under a minute remaining, they're going to go ahead and cap this first point.
The 7Watch will have Bob and will have Transcendence for this fight. So I think what's really going to determine if they can take this point quickly is going to be when Transcendence pops.
Very poor placement of that little health as he was, it wasn't bound to happen.
And it looks like the Forgotten may just clean up here. Give himself a good chunk of time.
Contesting with Transcendence. Duck is going to go in with that Discord onto Wobbuffet. Death Blossom comes out, gets nothing, but puts a lot of damage onto those tanks there. D-Mech onto D.Va, and the shutdown by Kakarot. Tire's going to come out from Weeaboo, keeping him contesting as long as he humanly can. And is going to actually take out...
And that one's that. So 7Watch put up a great fight, and just as soon as that first point was lost, it just seemed like they kind of got steamrolled. They put up a good...
I will point out a flaw in that second defense, though. I will point out... Not just that, though, but that Supercharger was actually going to more or less decide that team fight. And the fact that he was positioned up in that top right corner with only one other person while everybody else was down on the point, not a very smart move. And we all know how strong a Supercharger ult can be if placed in the right situation. All they had to do was throw Bob out along with the Supercharger, and a lot of damage would have been pressed in, and everybody else would have been able to make a play on something. But other than that,
they did do a good job of stalling, though, so they reduced that time a little bit. So now they just gotta push heavy. I do like the Symmetra here. As much as it's annoying to play against, Symmetra's really good at defending this inside room.
That's because they're trying to limit the mobility of some of the other heroes. You've got Gods on the Sombra, and you've got Weeaboo, and we all know Weeaboo's Genji is very dangerous. So, something to look out for. But they will go ahead. Ooh, they might actually play it after all. It's all good, my guy. It's all good.
Now, they do have a really, really helpful combo on the Anta 7Watch, and that's that EMP bomb combo.
That's been something that they've been doing all... I believe that's what they did last week.
That's something they gotta make sure they're coordinated for.
And right now you see them diving straight to point to reposition that Orisa. The Orisa is going to be playing on the high ground. Not a smart idea. Yep, and she's going to go ahead and come back down. And Weeaboo is just making short work of that Orisa. And a very bad res. Probably an incidental res that happens a lot. Considering the fact that your little glide does that a lot. But it is 4-on-1 and Pfizer will go down and Gods picks up 2. It is going to be a much faster time to push the point with just under 3 minutes remaining. EMP Blade is very
God's
good.
Warrior is already ready to launch EMP when they come out.
And right now, not only that, he's got a lot of information coming from that as well. EMP is coming out. It's going to lock down everything. Everything's getting locked up. Ooh, Visor takes down the Weeaboo. Diva Bomb comes out. He's actually going to get both supports. Beautiful Diva Bomb by Chubb. Push down Visor. And Wobbuffet is going to try to struggle. As much damage as he's taken. Yep.
And Miss Crit gets hacked trying to go for the res.
Ooh, and a good EMP. Already having another EMP on the board. Beautiful. Game plan. Take down Visor. Get rid of the turrets on point so she can't make another barrier. Ooh. A very good hack to stop the charge, preventing Kakarot from going down. Chubb again with a 2K Diva Bomb. Beautiful. And a much faster time on the hands of 7Watch. They do cap this point.
They pretty much did what Forgotten did to them at the end of last round, at the beginning of this round.
They more or less took the aggro that they had and they made very good work of it. Beautiful job. I don't even know if they had any ults. Let's not forget that 7Watch has over 4.5 or over 5 minutes remaining for their time pushing this payload, pushing cart point, whatever they call it. I'm gonna catch flak later on, but and they're basically gonna go ahead and run the same thing they did on the last match, or the last round, on defense. God's gonna be sitting on the.
Now they're switching it up with the Doomfist.
They're gonna be running triple deep style. Oh, sad life. I was hoping to see the triple DPS dive. Like I said, now they're gonna run the Sombra kind of the same way that Gods was running it, more or less to gain that passive intel and try to be able to make little picks. But what they've got to do is they've got to focus Weeaboo right now. He's being very consistent with his Junkrat, being very consistent with his.
And they're all making a good job of pushing the point together quickly.
Weeaboo taking out DNA early.
They're gonna see your res. No. Miss Crit gets taken out.
Weeaboo goes down. Gods with 2.
God's weird.
By himself on point. Oh, and mute by his lonesome. DNA Shooter needs to not get greedy on this. He sees the kills he can make, but he doesn't want to. You see the way he's playing the shuffle right now. Duck's going to take down Mrs. early on, more or less resetting the engagement of this fight. And I do like what Chubb did. Chubb was the only one to go after Mute to peel onto that point. Yeah, like I said, he got greedy. He's gonna try that greedy play anymore, and you see Weeaboo putting that trap right down there, or right on that Watch him tire this. Yep, Weeaboo goes down. He's gonna tire this in about a moment. Yep. Easy reads is gonna go right after the Zarya. Beat drop comes out. He's actually gonna play around with that tire for a little bit before it finally touches down and kills one, and that's gonna be does find Stara. Bob comes out via Gods. Misses, gets the res onto Wobbuffet. Not really much he can do in regards to this. But you do see the way that Gods and Weeaboo were up on top of this rafter here, just putting down suppressive fire. And you didn't really need everybody down on the board there, but just more or less someone to rain down.
I also don't know if they needed to use that many ults. I think I would have probably saved Bob for this last fight.
I agree, but on the same token, if you can take down that barrier, Chubb, all he's got to do is keep his bomb on point. And they're coming down to just under a minute.
Because I do have Hack, Shatter, Genji Blade, and
right now what they're doing. I think they might grab Blade here. An EMP for suppressive support. Oh, and that's going to be 3 down. Transcendence comes out, though, saving anybody within the grab. Diva Bomb comes out as well, getting, unfortunately, nothing. Stara takes down Gods via the Tickle Orb. Visor gets 1, Sith gets another. Stara gets 2. Stara gets 3. Stara, Empress Tickle Fingers on the scene. Weeaboo getting 2, DNA getting 1, though. And that will be Forgotten's point. But they are going to have 30 seconds to be... I think it's a minute. Yeah, 30 seconds to push this next point here.
But they have their full team as well.
Mm-hmm. In 30 seconds, mid engagement
to go.
Yeah. They have the aggro they can work with. Mm-hmm. 10 seconds. 10 seconds remaining. They're gonna try to that barrier is
They
going
touched
down,
it.
allowing that overtime clock to go down. The Valkyrie does come out as well. Bob will come out as well, more or less, and with the boop onto that, and Bob is just going to be taken away. EMP is going to come out from DNA. Gods, and wow, and a full team wipe to shut down their little momentum swing they had. Beautiful job, and not even a tick to spare. Mm-hmm. And that's another thing. That is what I will say about the Forgotten. That team is spectacular, but from one thing I've noticed on this Horizon game is that their ult economy, for what they've had, they're expunging too many resources to take down 1 or 2 targets. Well coordinated, you can take down an entire team with 2 to 3 ults. So. Oh my word. Oh goodness. 5.5 minutes for 7Watch to take take a point in 1 tick. It looks like they will run the same composition they did on attack in the previous round, and it looks like they'll basically run the same. No, not really. They'll run Halt Hog with the Torb and the Junkrat for suppressive fire. Stara on the Moira and Mrs. on the Brigitte.
Now, one thing I think they're going to have to watch for is to watch for God Warrior Sombra. He got a lot of hacks off the last time that they were attacking. You know, a lot of their team is in big trouble if they get hacked.
Mm-hmm. So right now they don't really have anything up front, and right now you can see Gods just in the back line, getting more or less setting up kind of a fortified spot for him. But also on the same token, it's going to disperse this team. It's going to push them all the way down. Yep, and you see how they made them reposition. That's one mistake they made. You don't necessarily need the entire team to push down to reposition that. Yep, and God's on the first pick. And you see what they did, right? You see what Gods did earlier on in that engagement. He more or less pushed the entire enemy team down.
Yeah, God's Warrior's getting off a lot of hacks almost already at EMP.
That's the thing, though. Chubb is just tickling everybody on that payload right now. He's just throwing down things. Weeaboo also pretty darn close to his blade as well. Sith will go down, and that's gonna be a full team reset for the side of 7. But
now watch when this EMP comes out, because God's Warrior is set up for it.
All they really have to do to make something happen, EMP shatter. Game. Checkmate. As long as they're grouped up in the way that they are right now, you're going to get at least 2. That's going to be both tanks. Star and misses up on that left corner there. EMP is going to come out in about 2 seconds. 3, 2, 1. Perfect. Good shatter. Only getting 1, though. Diva Bomb's going to come out, though. Chubb is going to get 1. Weeaboo gets 2. Kakarot getting the res on Duck. God's getting another. And unfortunately, the Supercharger was wasted. Was not necessary for a losing team fight. But I admire the tenacity to fight back and never give up. Just over 3 minutes remaining. And it will be 7Watch's first point. They will have to take 1 tick to win this map, though, however. Right now you can see God's already invisible, already set up, gaining information. Question is, where's everybody else? Tyre's gonna come out from mute, and Chubb is just gonna shut that down early. Wobbuffet getting Duck.
But he gets hacked in the process, so he has no shield right now.
I do like the way they're positioned, however, but it will... What is a little worrisome is the fact that Mute is on the low ground. He is much stronger on the high ground than he is the low ground. Visor pushing in with Mute. Getting a little bit of energy here and there. And that is a very good idea. Very good idea. But right now, Duck is by himself on this payload. And what they've got to do is they've got to keep backing up. Keep backing up. Valkyrie's going to come out, but they've got to take down that turret in order for that Valkyrie to really be effective. So right now they're all just funneling into that point. Or funneling into the hallway pretty much. Yep, either that or it maintains the target.
Now they got to be careful not to waste any ults here, because they're balancing up on ults. They use it correctly, they could keep a steady economy of 2 to 3 ults on the side of the Forgotten.
And probably what I'm thinking right now is as long as Gods can push them off of the high ground, all he's going to do is EMP. Chubb throws a bomb.
So I give it about 5 seconds till an EMP bomb.
Yep.
Let's see.
Nah, they're going to wait until they push. Yep, they're going to wait until they fortify. Perfect. And that's getting at least 2 with the takedown. And a very good suppressive ult to come out of that. Shatter coming out, grabbing 2 though. Mute needs to go down as soon as possible, but Mrs. will go down first. Mute is getting ready to go down. They know he has Tire. They've got to be careful. He does go down. DNA missed the flashbang, unfortunately. And right now it is a 3-on-4 with what they have. It looks like... They
take down God's Warrior, which is something they needed to do so they could stop getting hacked.
Amen to
now,
that.
You could come out with Tire if needed, but I don't think he's going to need it right now.
What they can do with the Tire, though, however, is if he runs down that Tire, all he needs to do is really just take down 1 or 2 players to stop a full.
Now, I think he's really overextended because he went past.
Oh, definitely out of position. Unfortunate. Right now they are down 5v6 with one of their harder damage presses.
Chubb.
I know they've got a Valkyrie to work with. And Weeaboo will take down Wobbuffet. DNA takes down Gods. They've got the Valkyrie online. Weeaboo's looking very sick right now. Tire is going to come out. Diva Bomb's going to come out as well. And it's going to take down 2. But Mute will take down Kakarot, though. Mm-hmm. Alright, now he's got another EMP online. They've got about 15 seconds. It will... I don't think it'll be a draw. Oh, it will be a draw, you're right. Never mind. It's gonna be a... Yeah, it's gonna be an EMP blade. Touch point, doesn't matter how you do it. They will, definitely. 3... 6 seconds. Push him off. Beautiful peel for that. Ooh, and a shutdown on the sound barrier goes down along with Weeaboo in the Dragon Blade. No ults to use. God's only one on point. Not much he can do, and that is going to be a draw for first map. A Mercy play the game we have not seen in quite a long time. Notes to take out of this game: the positioning, the placement of your ultimates, and generally speaking, overusage of ultimates in general. Something I've noticed. So, but either way, both teams did
with
very
almost
well.
40,000 damage blocked.
Mm-hmm. And Chubb doing all he can to throw his bombs in. Beautiful job.
We do lose Mrs. Crit.
Mm-hmm. But they will have their 6th. Jiggly is their co-captain. So let me go ahead and Jiggly in. I got it. Kakarot for SC. Excuse me. Alright. Loki, don't remember the second map anymore. I think I do. Is it Blizzard World? Yeah. Blizzard World, right? Yeah. I couldn't remember. I'll be honest. Shh. I don't remember. Alaska, I got it. Alright, so Bizer's ready. I think I might flip them around, just because why not? Swap all. There we go. Done. We'll play that fairly. Yeah. 7. 4, got 10. Alright. Map 2, Blizzard World.
Welcome to Blizzard World. Initiating match.
All right. First map ends up being a draw. The next 2 maps will have to have victors in order for us to play the 4th map. Well, either way, we will play the 4th map, but there needs to be victors here. So,
Attackers incoming in 30 seconds.
haven't seen a draw in a little while on the in this game, in this league so far. It's happened a couple times recently, but not too much.
Attackers incoming. Defend objective A.
All right. Standard 2-2-2. I'm gonna do Sombra amongst all that. Alrighty. Ooh, Wobbuffet out of position. Kind of unlucky, actually, more or less. Not caught up.
And God's Warrior kind of picked up on where
beautiful counter charge
is.
Right now. You can see right where they're positioned. DNA looking for a little bit of a cheeky hack coming into this. Ooh. I would have actually went ahead and charged him instead of throwing an extra hammer in. Weeaboo takes down DNA. Visor will take down Sith. Weeaboo with another. Graviton comes out already by Visor, getting 3. Nano was not necessary in that, but beautiful job nonetheless. That's going to be 4 down and a initiation of a full team reset. Like I said, was not necessary. Visor had it in the bag pretty much with the triple in the grab. Gets 3, then and Jiggly cleans up with the 4th.
DNA with a nice pick there. It's gonna make them have to. Yeah.
They're gonna have to play back a little bit. They can't rush in too far. And you see Weeaboo on this flank towards the right side, towards the far left side. He's just. I can tell you right now, if Star did not use that nano, Mute would probably have a nano blade for this next defense. SC with the res onto Chubb.
And here comes Hanzo. Oh, he didn't pull the trigger on that one.
Over committing ults here. 4.
Yeah, I thought they could have got the same amount done if they'd have popped dragons there.
No, they actually, not even that. They didn't need to pop the Valkyrie. They could have used just the Transcendence and the Grav. Maybe, and maybe the Blade. They didn't need to use the Valkyrie, however. And a lot of people don't seem to understand the different ways you can actually use Transcendence. You can use it as an initiation with, you know, another ult that keeps them alive. So, just something to look out for here. Right now you can see them, all of them grouped up, taking in damage little by little.
And they gotta watch out for DNA. I know God's Warrior's been peeling to kind of look for him occasionally. They don't see DNA standing on top of the ledge there.
No,
they almost got an unlucky EMP there.
EMP, Blade, Shatter coming out. Again, overcommitting ults here.
Yeah, because they also popped Nano with that.
They popped Nano, Shatter, EMP, and Blade.
Blade.
Was not. The Shatter wasn't necessary, I don't think. You can generally get by with that kind of team wipe with only 3 ults. EMP was perfect right on time.
They either needed to use, maybe save either Nano or Shatter. I think they would have got the same result using one of the two.
Definitely.
Not necessarily needing to use both.
Weeaboo getting chased and getting caught in the back line. Kind of unfortunate. Graviton getting nothing with the Shatter coming out, grabbing 3, but no follow-up. More or less wasted. And right now they've got to do something about Gods right now because he is playing Pharah and uncontested in the air. More than likely gonna have to drop the Sombra or the Genji to go Soldier. Yep. And DNA
they do drop the Sombra to go McCree.
Very good alternative. Weeaboo getting 3, makes out
killing
4. Weeaboo just mauling, slicing, and dicing. Beautiful job. SC on the res on Chubb. Weeaboo with only 10 health.
Now they have their defensive ult.
Mm-hmm. Like I said, they've got the Grav and they've got the Transcendence.
And what's unfortunate is the whole team kind of got bad spawned there.
Mm-hmm. That's actually generally good, but right now they don't have anybody pushing this cart. So what's got? Yeah, Gods is just gonna go ahead and play the cart. Graviton comes out getting 3 though, or I believe 2. No, it was 3 in the Grav. Duck getting 2. The res is gonna come out by SC. SC's getting away with a lot of these reses. They need to take care of him and shut him down from these reses. So right now, I will notion that Stara is gonna have to be mindful of when she uses her nano for this fight. So that is something to be more worrisome about than just rather than using the nano. Graviton coming out. Ooh. Good defensive barrage as well for anybody trying to push into that point. Shatter coming out, getting 4 though. Weeaboo getting 2 with the blade. Sith getting 1. But unfortunately that shatter by Jiggly had no follow-up because everybody else was worried in the back line via Weeaboo. Mm-hmm. They've got to do something about it. They've got a touch point. Unfortunately, they cannot. So, for that round, overall, both teams had their fair shares of over usage of ultimates. Forgotten is generally using them too much to try to take down a team. Almost 4 to 5 ults every single time they've used them. Wasn't necessary. You only really need to use 2 or 3. 7evonWatch, kind of the same thing, but less often. Like I said, 4 to 5 ults almost every time. But fortunately for them, they did have the follow-up necessary to use those 4 ults and be able to come back with them. So, that, like I said, I'm not trying to commentate too much. I just want to point out kind of little things that can help everybody. And if it comes off as rude to anybody else who's watching in the playback, I do apologize. My honesty tends to come off as rude and disrespectful, but I do not mean that by any means. So, just here to help everybody out. But actually no, 7evonWatch will have just under 2 minutes remaining for their next round. And it looks like they might be, I want to say they're going Bastion, and they'll probably run a pirate ship, but who knows. They might just run a meme comp.
I wonder if they're going to do a teleporting Bastion.
I actually could see that happening. What they could do is that they see the top part where the Kitty Kingdom is, where the little Eagle roller coaster goes. They take the TP all the way across to the back side of the point and make 7evonWatch push them. It's actually generally an underrated strat in general.
Because I really enjoy having the teleporting Bastion.
Mm-hmm.
Where he's in turret mode, you set up the turret or the teleporter on him so he can just teleport back and forth, firing away.
Sith's health bar looking very grim right now. Yep, and they're going to be doing the same thing pretty much.
And God's Warrior just lighting him up there.
God's actually taking him down early on. Taking Wobbuffet down early on in the fight. And right now, Forgotten is playing a very good game of that so far. Chubb takes down Bizer. Weeaboo getting another with that dynamite.
I don't think they're going to be able to set up enough to get the Bastion, any use out of the Bastion.
Not with the suppressive damage they're laying into that composition right now. Generally, all of them are pretty much over half of them are halfway to their ults pretty much. Weeaboo at 52, Chubb at 67, Gods and SC at 69 and 70 respectively.
I'm curious, God's peeling off to the left. I'm curious where he's going to go, if he's going to...
He's going to get set
up. Nope.
Yeah, he's going to get set up. That's what it looks like here. Right now, they're actually going to commit to this strat They will use the turrets as kind of a defensive measure. Like I said before, what they should be doing is... Yep. Comes the tire. Tire's going to come out on the backside of the payload. Grabbing one. Weeaboo up on the high ground. Uncontested in terms of damage. Dynamite comes out, takes down Jiggly. Oh, and he's doing a hero play, and Gods will shut down the Bastion early. Tank configuration wasn't necessary. I think it was just a throwaway ult.
Yeah, get somebody with it and hope to get one or two, so that way the Mercy can't res and have a new hero when you come back.
Yeah, and they will run the Soldier and the Pharah. Good counter. I love the counter, but Weeaboo tends to hit his shots very consistently, so DNA is gonna have to be careful.
Can easily take out
Shatter coming out, getting nothing via Sith. Bob's gonna come out, Mute's gonna take down the Coalescence. Transcendence comes out, playing the defensive game here, pushing all the way towards the back. Shatter getting one. Right now, in terms of bodies on point, they have more. 2 down, 2 in the grav, but not much to really contest the point with. Just under a minute remaining, as they will get 1 tick now. Chubb getting 1 off the pick, and right now, yep, they're gonna play the. They're just gonna have to back down. Weeaboo getting 1 though. Yep, they will have to let them take that point. Just over 3 minutes remaining with the. And right now you see off of the switch, DNA already almost has his ult along with Wobbuffet. And the barrier is
God's
broken.
Warrior does have his, and he's going to use it.
Yep, the tire's going to come out, and Gods will take down Bizer. Kind of just generally a good idea. Oh. We've taken down DNA. No air support. Graviton comes out, gets eaten by Duck. Beautiful defense matrix. Amen to that. We have a good pick onto Wobbuffet. Like I said before, Junkrat is very strong on this high ground. Not really much to contest him with though. No peel or no aggro pushing for this Junkrat except for maybe the Pharah, but he's not going to get too close with Weeaboo and in relatively the same position. And the walls are going to come out for Weeaboo. He's more or less just going to push him and keep him out of this fight. DNA looking very, very low. Yep. Wobbuffet getting the D-Mech onto D.Va, killing D.Va. Bizer gets Chubb. Shatter comes out, getting 2. But no follow-up, though. It does have his grab again. They've got 5 ults on the side of Forgotten. They need to not overcommit these ults. They've got just under a minute remaining, getting ready to push this point here. And they've got no Valkyrie to be able to help them out. They've got to be careful on how they use these ults. Right now, Duck is going to go ahead and push onto this payload. Contested a little while. Taking down Bizer. Taking down the Graviton right here. Tech Visor coming out. Transcendence coming out along with Graviton and Tech Visor. Weeaboo takes down Stara. Like I said before, there was overcommitting ults. They have but 1 ult left, but then again, I don't blame them. I do not blame them in the slightest.
If they lost that fight, they may not have time to set back up again. They were down to under a minute left.
Yep. And it's just going to be just...
Spawn, that's a long trip back.
Amen to that. Over a minute and a half remaining with only 1 ult for Forgotten and 1 ult for Gods. But they will take down mute early, but they will get this res off. 30 seconds on that res clock. The barrage comes out, getting Sith, the main tank. Very good pick.
And now they don't have a res to res Sith either.
No, the Stara used the res.
Yeah.
Star is on Forgotten, not 7. SC. So,
no, I meant SC did use the res on...
oh, okay. Okay. Took me a moment. Yeah, because alright, they got Weeba. They've got just under a minute remaining. Right now they've got 2 ults, 3 ults to work with here on Forgotten, whereas 7evonWatch will have at least 3. They will have the walls, they'll have Shatter, and they will have the Transcendence. Eyes are going to come out for Widow. Wobbuffet playing up on the Widow. Good! Shatter! Getting 2. Actually getting 3. Scratch that. Is going to get 2. Jiggly's going to get 2. Bizer gets 1. God takes down Jiggly. DNA takes another. Forgotten more or less right now. It's just steamrolling their way out at this point. They're going to have to move on. Battle Mercy for the win. Smile. Mrs. would be proud. Stara again with another kill. Stara with another kill. Stara is on a frenzy right now. They are going to go ahead and stop her right now. She's going to be worried about healing. Wobbuffet getting 1. Jiggly with another. DNA getting another. Right now they're just playing the stagger game. Stara with another kill. Stara just doesn't seem to care right now. She's just in her own world, doing mercy things, and she's just like doing it. Good job. Again, pointing out this time mainly on the side of Forgotten over ultimate usage, but I do understand the time frame in which you had to use your ultimates. Completely understandable, but 2 to 3 ults generally can clear up a team fight. So let's see here. And then actually what you did notice is that with all the contesting that 7evonWatch did, they did push the Forgotten into overtime. So from what it looks like here, it will be 7evonWatch pushing this point with almost 2 minutes on the clock. And it looks like they're going to run kind of just a bread and butter triple. They're actually going to be running goats with Chubb.
Now, is it possible we can get draw in the first 2 maps?
I don't think so. If you push one team to overtime, the opposite team will only need 1 tick to win. I think, but don't quote me.
Right, but if they don't get a tick, then you know,
possibly.
Say, I don't remember a while seeing 2 draws in a row.
Well, if that happens, it will be a first.
And we'll make game 3 rather interesting.
We'd have to play a map 5, so more or less required to play map 5 if they do draw this. 1 minute, 1.5 minutes.
Required to play map 5 if say the next 2 games 1 team wins.
I believe so.
Okay.
I know they're playing the goat, so I don't think it's really gonna matter. We've been getting 1 Sith with another. Mute by himself in the background. Jiggly getting Damon. We've been getting another though. The charge. And looks like they're just wanting to end this quickly. They don't want to play this game anymore. They want to watch.
Doesn't look like we can make that 2 draw happen.
7evonWatch wins map 2. It will be 1-0 in favor of 7evonWatch. I'm gonna call it. It's the mercy play of the game. Never mind. If that's the case, this is the Bizer triple grab, and then with the nano. Bizer with the triple, and Jiggly grabbing 1. So both teams, not really positioning problems, just overcommitting ults to each team fight. Like I said, 2 to 3 can clear up a team fight, but some instances, time frame was a factor, so I understand if you do overcommit, not a problem. But what's the next map? I don't even look at my tablet anymore. Sorry, I will go look at my tablet. I'm responsible. I'm responsible. Don't you laugh at me. Don't you laugh at me. Yep. Oh, my word. I don't think they're subs. Always gotta ask, though. Yeah, always gotta ask. Yeah, always gotta ask. Alright. Kakarot for Sith. Done. I believe it will be. That's the question, though. Alright, so I don't really need to switch them anymore. I will need to switch them for the last map, though. Alrighty. Swap all. Done. I know it's a control point, but I've got to keep it fair. Alrighty. No one to help me out with the maps. Thanks, guys. Oasis. That's what it was, right? Okay.
Believe so.
Thank you very much. Cool. Yeah, cool with me, my guy.
Yeah, wasn't entirely sure what the maps were because I haven't played a game this season, so I'm not entirely sure.
Well, it is the second set of matches. Here, I'll just tag Forgotten, let them know. Tag me when ready. Put Reese. Lamau.
Yeah, because our first two games we had were during the week, so I'm unavailable, and the last two were forfeits, so I'm not familiar with what.
Alright, cool. Alright, Oasis, map 3, 1-0 in the favor of 7evonWatch. Here's King of the Hill.
Welcome.
You have any projections on who is winning so far? Or who will win this map, gentlemen?
I kind of like 7evonWatch.
Initiating.
And one of the combinations that's going to be interesting is if they both run DPS, God's Warrior and Weeb.
Mm-hmm.
I feel like God's done really good on both the Junkrat, the Pharah, and the Sombra for the first map, if nothing else. So it'll be interesting to see what he plays in this kind of controlled environment. I'd like to see him back on the Sombra. But I feel like those hacks could be especially useful, especially in this map where you've got the big center arena.
Mm-hmm. And actually, generally speaking, this is a very good map because it favors more for Sombra, just because of how little space there is to work with and how massive the EMP radius is. So.
Now, I do like DNA playing. I did like DNA playing the Mei, but we'll. Oh, maybe. There we go.
Mm-hmm. And again, Mei is also very strong.
I think if DNA can put. Well, hold on.
Round 1. Capture the objective.
I like these. I'm not entirely sold on the Doomfist, but if it can work, it can work. I like Forgotten's chances here. Just like that, they lose a man. We've taken out DNA. DNA's back. Taking out 2. Make that 3. 4.
Sorry, my apologies for everyone's watching. I'm trying to handle some dispute in chat. Oh, goodness. Alrighty. God's getting... Ooh, beautiful pick. My God. Shatter, unfortunately, getting nothing by Jiggly, but the Graviton does get 3. God's is positioned perfectly. Weeaboo getting 3 with that, and then we'll go ahead and cap this. The Bob actually in a very good spot. Just uncontested damage by Bob in the back. Yep, and Mute is looking very, very low on the left side. Yep. Ooh, and Visor will take down Gods. Graviton getting 1. Don't think it was necessary though. Beat drop comes out along with the blade. Graviton wasn't necessary though.
Mute is just messing people up.
Mute just does not care about the man, woman, and child who is behind their controller. Already with another, I think he's had his Meteor Strike for a little while.
Yeah, he's had it. I think he just made another one. I don't know if he used it earlier, but
Shatter coming out, only getting 1. The barrage by DNA though, 4K. Beautiful 4K with a full team wipe.
you know, just to make a comment there, both teams seem to be doing a little bit better with their ult economy than they were on previous maps, using only 1 or 2.
Only 2 to 3 ults, I agree. I do like the way they did. I hope they're... But I'm actually really glad that they are realizing their mistakes before watching this VOD and saying only 2 to 3 at a time is needed. Gods is just gonna go ahead and jump down into the well. Mute getting Chubb. And Duck is doing all he can, but it's just gonna get blasted off like Team Rocket. Gods touching payload. Unfortunately, going down super quick. DNA and Kakarot touching it as well. Not much you can do in terms of staggers, though. You can't really contest with something like that. But it will be section 1 of Oasis goes to Forgotten.
The Forgotten.
Score 0-1.
Definitely did.
Ready for battle.
Alright, and I've got no time to stay and hang out, so because right after this game I've got to host another lobby, so
Yep.
you guys don't have to be there. I've got Sam and Gods who might be coming in, but if not, you're more than welcome. So I don't think I think we'll only need a maximum of 3 though. So
I'm probably I'm probably heading out after this one.
alrighty, man.
We've taken out Mute there.
Good early pick for the fight.
Looks like Forgotten.
It is Weeaboo and Mute going at it, both for the DPS for the game.
God's taking out Jiggly.
Weeaboo takes down. And Weeaboo at 80% with the point just being captured by them. Already almost having his blade. I think they know what they're doing.
Ooh, now Wobbuffet is hacked, meaning he isn't going to have much mobility.
Ooh, and Duck went a little too far by his lonesome, but does find a way out, but does get pinned right into it, actually, as a matter of fact. Good, very good. Only 2 ultimates used. So right now, on board for Forgotten, they only have the beat drop, whereas 7watch will have
They've got
the
EMP bomb again.
EMP and bomb coming up along with the beat drop for 7watch. So if they take any advice from earlier, throw the bomb into the ground and the EMP comes out and it gets 2. Perfect. Shut down onto Jiggly and Wobbuffet, taking 2 out of the fight early on. And more or less just raining in free damage. Duck almost having his primal rage. It's gonna come back, however. Weeaboo over halfway with his bomb, or with his dragon blade. More or less this.
They're running low on time.
The section 2 is looking to be more of 7watch's game right now. And Jiggly, Star, and Mute will initiate the overtime clock. Diva Bomb is out. Blade will come out. 3 ults will come out. Unfortunately, the Bomb getting nothing. Mute getting 2. Weeaboo getting 1 with the dash reset. Weeaboo getting another. And it is easily in the favor of 7watch here. Take down DNA early on. Yep. Visor will go down. Lucio's going to go ahead and get hacked. Have no mobility.
Can we see Death Blossom? Oh, we blocks it.
Beautiful block by Weeaboo. Weeaboo gets to scraps that up. Section 2 of Oasis will go to 7watch.
Score 1-1. Ready for battle.
Alright. So we've got to play this 4th. We will be playing a 4th map from what it looks like. Or no, we'll be playing it regardless, but the 5th one will decide on the final map. Well, if 7watch wins this map, 3rd section, we will be playing a 4th map for dibs. But if Forgotten wins this map, yeah, you are correct on that. I thought it was 107. It is 107. You're right. My brain is fried. My apologies, gentlemen, and my apologies, chat, or whoever is watching currently. My brain's fried.
Forgotten doing a good job of setting up here. And God has already hacked Mute. So he had to play a little bit defensively. And again, God's warrior already got EMP.
Diva Bomb comes
Nice
out.
shot by Mute.
Beautiful 2K by Stara. More or less, this is a very bad snowball that 7Watch is going to have to more or less find their way out of. They've got 3 ults online. They're going to have a 4th one ready, but on the same token, Forgotten will have 5 online for them. Will get to the tire, will come out. Valkyrie does get shut down though.
Now if they hurry, they could get to the point before Diva and Mercy get back
and this is
take
what they're
this
doing
back.
Right now. Jiggly, they're gonna have 5 people for this point. It will be a 5v, looking to be a 5v6. But if they play their cards right, if they play more defensively, Shatter coming out, grabbing 3, but the beat drop comes out, does not grab SC, and the Shatter, though. Duck with the Primal does get 1. Blade gets 1 with the dash reset. Weeaboo getting tickled out by the Empress of Tickles. DNA, Empress of Tickles. Yes, don't laugh at me. Weeaboo getting res by Kakarot. Like I said, if Forgotten played their cards right, they can more or less keep this point contested for a little while. Diva getting demeched. Jiggly
Forgotten.
with the beautiful fire strike.
Pretty good job of cleaning up here.
Yep, more or less they're gonna have to give them this point. They have to give them this point to be able to set a full reset. Weeaboo getting actually a good pick in the early entry here. They've got about 10 seconds if left uncontested for
God will have his.
alive.
Oh, he gets picked.
Mute
I was gonna say we'll have EMP.
will take down Gods. Ooh, and yep, SC will take down Jiggly. The High Noon will come out for the zoning. Diva Bomb will come out, grabbing just Wobbuffet, however.
Now, if God's Warrior could get back quick enough, he will have EMP and Blade.
Yep, and all they're gonna do is bide their time and stay on this point. Very good defensive plays by 7Watch. Again, not overcommitting too many ults. I appreciate the fact that they're paying attention to their own gameplay.
I think what's going to determine this round is EMP. If he can get it
Blade
off on DNA and Stara, and maybe Jiggly to stop their ults, it's going to make a huge difference here.
Shatter getting, actually, EMP coming out. Blade getting 1. It's going to actually grab, I believe, just 1, too. Yep. Weeaboo gets 1, but they will have 4 down for Forgotten. Shatter coming out, grabbing 2, and the DMEC onto Diva. They will have 10 seconds left.
I think that's going to do it.
And that will decide it. Yep. It's more or less a desperate plea for trying to contest, but not much speed can do much as 7Watch will take map 3. It will be 2-0-1 7Watch.
Play of the game.
DNA shooter with the 4K barrage. That thing.
Justice reigns from above. Quadruple kill.
It looks like somebody on 7 left.
It's map 3. I don't really know why. Disconnect maybe? ISC.
Well, they left as soon as the match ended.
Yeah. You ready? Okay. I just need to figure out if they have a couple moments. Map 4 is Rialto, right? Okay. figure out if they need a moment. Who left? Yeah. You go in. Go in with them.
Time. I don't know how much time we can give them though.
Yeah, that's fine. That's fine. Here. Yeah, go in.
I don't know necessarily. Okay. This is one of those scenarios that we kind of got to iron out within a week or so.
I agree.
Because technically Joseph has been watching the stream and kind of...
He was a part of the stream.
Yeah.
Okay. Alright, he will be taken out then. Just because they have somebody...
Yeah, this is one of the things we gotta sort out with this rule. Making sure because it makes it difficult if a player is watching a stream to...
Well, that's because Mew Mew is on 7Watch. That's why. And we need to... Hold up. We need to move this along. And the...
I think the other game's already like half-hour late.
Yeah. This game is almost a half-hour late. The House of Evolution versus... I don't even remember who. I'll be honest, I'm very narrow in terms of that. It's Coven. The Coven. Alright.
Alright, they say they're good.
Yeah. You ain't gotta tell me twice. You ain't gotta tell me twice. Here.
Welcome to Rialto.
They don't give a fuck. It's whatever. Alright. That's... Yeah.
Initiating match.
If it wasn't a draw, we wouldn't have this problem. I think we also need to work on the time, the scheduling. Schedule it at least an hour and a half before each game. Kind of just set it up like an appointment book.
Well, that still would be cutting it close, but it wouldn't be as bad, I agree.
Yeah, it would be much better than having it set on every hour. So... Well, it's the main reason why this has been a kind of reoccurring issue is because some points in time we have games where they tie first map and that they basically have to play all 4 maps regardless, but something seems to get in the way, and time generally, if they don't tie the first map, generally speaking, it will be done with just over an hour, like about an hour 10, the clock where the game will be late by 10 minutes, but we can still get it going within schedule. But if the map is drawed on the first map, generally speaking, it's gonna be a bigger issue because there's not really a lot that we can do to kind of speed things along. So, but that's another reason why I decided not to fix that DNA getting in early pick onto Kakarot. Whenever they started making that turn from the payload, he should have backed up. He should not have played that far. Something to look out for. Right now, they are positioned very, very well. Good positioning by Jiggly. Probably would have thrown the barrier out a little farther for him. DNA grabbing Mew Mew.
Nice on Visor getting 2. DNA getting 2.
Racking up the kills right now. Kakarot's going down. Yeah, Kakarot will get an early stagger. It's actually going to be a very strong stagger. I think that's why Chubb went ahead and swapped to the Reinhardt, to be able to give them some sort of edge in regards to that. And the tire coming out from...
Yeah, they didn't switch to Ryan. He just switched to Ryan to switch to Orisa, but that left him without a shield still.
Mm-hmm. Gods will be taking down DNA Star, taking down Chubb. Visor getting the DMEC onto Kakarot. The sleep dart by Mew. It's a beautiful sleep dart. Yep, stops the res. Not only that, shuts down the Valkyrie as well. Transcendence comes out. All the ultimates are coming out. Nano comes out.
Yeah, but they'll still have a solid economy of about 2 here by the end of this.
They've technically got Bob. What they can just go ahead and do is they can just throw Bob in there and grab 4 off the stagger. Yep, Visor's just going to go ahead and use his ult. Visor's just going to push as many people as he can back. Try to keep him away from the fight. Mew Mew is very much out of position though, but generally not a good idea to try to press into that, especially as a Brigitte with something like a Roadhog trying to press damage into you. Very good pushback though. DNA more or less going after the Brigitte right now. Tire coming out, taking down Wobbuffet. Kakarot getting DNA though. Good peel by him. Good hook, but no follow-up. Mew Mew takes down Visor. God gets a concussion mine kill onto Stara.
Ooh, Weeb with a late kill on the Mute.
Very good stagger right now. They've got 2 on board. They've actually got 3 ults on board for Forgotten. And on the same token, they're getting ready to have 3 for 7Watch. Just over 4 minutes remaining. Tire coming out, Kakarot getting the shutdown though.
God's Warrior taking out DNA.
Visor getting cheeky on the flank though. He's gonna get a very good stagger in. Weeaboo takes down Visor. DNA is gonna go ahead and switch to the Pharah. He's gonna have to be careful though, however, of Weeaboo. Gods will pull out the Tiger and take down DNA. Good, considering the fact that they are 2 down at the current moment, but Visor did switch to the Zarya. It will still be a 5v6. Bob's gonna come out.
Now they could counter Bob here. They will.
They will do it right as the clock ends, but they will get the sleep dart onto him though. Sleep dart only lasts for about 5 seconds, so not much in terms of damage they can do. 7Watch will have a solid defense, and Weeaboo already a third of his way to the ult. Same with the other Ashe Stara, just over a third. 2.5 minutes remaining on this defense here for 7Watch. Visor having very little charge right now for his ultimate. DNA having 60, Wobbuffet having the Transcendence. And 7Watch's ult economy is looking very healthy right now. A lot of them just above A lot of them above, or actually all of them above 20%. Sentence will be the initiation of the fight. Good charge though. Kind of very good denial. I like the effort on that, but unfortunately more or less charge them into a corner though. Ooh, and Weeaboo will take down Wobbuffet via the dynamite. Fires with a lot of energy for not a world of reason. Weeaboo does take down Visor though. Supercharger comes out. DNA is going to try to get on a flank though. Is going to have to be careful of Weeaboo here. Yep, the barrage will come out. D-Mech onto Diva, grabbing 2 though, and the Supercharger takedown. Make that 3. And Jiggly getting 1 for the retreat. Gods with the trap kill actually. Tire coming out, misses the fire strike, but does not hit the tire, and it will be forgotten with a very quick round, or a very kind of elongated round. The cap 3-0. They will just have barely a minute over on the clock. Alright, sorry about that. Had to crack my neck. Gosh, that feels so good.
Ready for battle.
I will say as a cause for concern is that if, or not Kakarot, just 7Watch in general, be mindful of where all of your players are, because that defense for 7Watch costed it when Kakarot was not pushing back with his team. Something to be careful about. And not only that, the Forgotten, some of their players were getting caught out in the backlines a little too often for them to like, so just be careful of that as well. Try to stay hidden until the initiation of a fight begins to more or less try to get a surprise onto them. Weeaboo, very early pick onto DNA. And the hook comes out by Visor, takes down Chubb, and Visor already at 40% of his ult. Same token, Weeaboo having 43. Very good zoning, very good. Weeaboo just having a very dominating presence right now with this Widow. Just zoning him and denying any sort of space that they have.
And it doesn't interest me that on the end of 7Watch, Weeb is really their only DPS necessarily. But he may be able to pull off enough to make it worth it. And Stara, maybe Wobbuffet here in a second. No, Wobbuffet takes him out.
Not necessarily though. You can more or less run Chubb on, if Zarya has a relatively high charge, can run it as an alternate DPS. Kakarot can do the same thing with more or less kind of a shotgun-ish thing. Good shatter, grabbing 3 with the shatter by gods. Beautiful, didn't know that man could play tank. I applaud you, dear sir. And Chubb taking down Visor. That's going to be a bad, that might be a stagger. Dragon's going to be pushed right through mid, trying to just deny the zone. Little too far off of point here. But generally keeping 7Watch separated with the Dragon is always a good idea. Jiggly taking down gods. Getting the D-Mech onto Kakarot as well. Res coming out by Mew Mew. Getting hooked, but not
Weeb
hooked.
getting 2.
Weeb getting 2. Will fire back his shots. Graviton comes out, grabbing 2 in the back. And Wobbuffet is not a fan of Weeaboo this evening.
And what was kind of it was good to take out Weeb, but what kind of screwed him up there is he was not able to pop sound barrier to help the team stay alive on the point.
Agreed.
As he was all the way back.
Biggest downside of a Reddit Lucio. Excuse me. Darn it. DNA shooter with the pick onto Weeaboo. Mew Mew will get the res, however. They're more or less keeping Weeaboo in check, so. Chubb will go down. Jiggly and Visor will have their fair share of kills. Weeaboo takes down Mute though as revenge. DNA shooter taking down Mew Mew. 3 minutes remaining for this attack for 7Watch. No hook for Visor, unfortunately, there. Wobbuffet playing a little too deep, and that's what happens when you play Reddit Lucio.
He went for that. He went for the boop.
Play. Yep. Freeze will isolate Gods and take him out early. Kind of a good zoning ult here. Mew Mew is a little too deep, but does get the res off though, but does not really do much in terms of value. Gods actually managing to stay alive relatively well here. Walls coming out for Weeaboo. Good Shatter, grabbing 3 on that though. Mew will take down Gods, however. Shatter will come out for them and grab 3 as well. It'll be just under 2 minutes remaining. That's generally what you want to do as Roadhog. Is that if you see anybody out of position, that is your cue to take them out. Weeaboo will switch off
now,
the
Wobbuffet looking for a cheeky boop, but I don't know necessarily if that's a good idea. He almost has his ult.
Oh, but Visor will take an early pick onto Gods. Graviton comes out grabbing 5. Beautiful placement, but unfortunately too much coverage on the side of Forgotten for any value to come out of that. Jiggly will take down Weeaboo.
Unfortunately for Wobbuffet, his boops are just landing to where they could still stay alive.
Boops like that, you have to commit to the boop. It's the only way it'll work.
He's just gotten so close about 2 or 3 times.
Yep, and Visor already has a track on him. Weeaboo does take down DNA, but Visor will trade.
Oh, Wobbuffet
will slip off the boat here. Very unfortunate. They will still be in a 5v6. Weeaboo taking down Mute again for the tempo change. And they will have 2 frozen amongst the Winter Wonderland. Yep. And Kakarot and Chubb will barely stay alive. They will get 4 with that Shatter, however. Charge will come out and will take down Gods via the boop thanks to...
Hey, Wobbuffet gets 1.
Wobbuffet, or Jiggly gets 2, Visor gets 2, Wobbuffet gets 1, Mew Mew gets 1 with the Battle Mercy. 10 seconds remaining. They're not going to be able to touch point in time, however. Yep, and they're trying all they can to make something happen. Oh, and Gods actually being able to pull the jump over the canal for the overtime clock, but 2 go down on the side of 7. And Mute will grab 2. Mute will grab another. Shatter coming out, taking down Mute with a 5, almost, I believe, a 4 or 5k. And that will be Forgotten on the final map, but the series will be given to 7Watch. MVPs for both teams.
I gotta give it for 7Watch. I've got to give it to God's Warrior. There's just with the Rhine, with the Sombra, with character he had a big game-changing play.
Okay.
And for Forgotten, I want to give it to DNA.
Okay.
Same type of argument.
And for Forgotten, Mr. Joseph? So it will be MVPs will be DNA Shooter for Forgotten, and 7Watch will have God's Warrior as your MVP. Excuse me.
And now time to start the next one.
Mm-hmm. Alrighty, gentlemen. You both have a wonderful evening. Alright.
You too.
And MV. Stay tuned, ladies and gentlemen. We're going to have another game coming up pretty soon. You guys all take care. Have a wonderful afternoon.